Hello and welcome to On the Table. We are broadcasting on RTM Click and MyTV's Berita RTM channel 123, which is also live streaming on YouTube. I'm your host, Brenda Paul. Good evening once again and welcome back to On the Table, where we discuss current issues making the news. And joining us in the studio, we have Mr. Fan Kasiong, National Treasurer of the Small and Medium Enterprises Association, or Semasa. Welcome to the show, Mr. Fan.
Thank you, Brendan.
Now, Mr. Fan, he's going to talk about the Sales and Services Tax and SST and e-invoicing initiative announced by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim and what these measures mean for businesses around us. Now, Mr. Fan, before we get into that, as we enter the new year, Happy New Year, if I'm not too late to wish you.
Happy New Year to you.
Now, what's the overall mood among SMEs right now? You know, is it optimism that we're talking about, anxiety, or probably perhaps a mix of both?
I would say January more on the positive side. I think we ended the year with a very high currency, very good numbers on inflation, very low unemployment, and our growth is still within our expectations. So I think it's all ended very well in 2025, and we are all looking forward to 2026.
Right. Now, of course, touching base on anxiety, because we have the questions and we just spoke about whether it's a mixed reaction of anxiety or probably perhaps some form of happiness. Maybe in your own point of views, why some SMEs out there, they are probably facing hardships or highlighting the word anxiety altogether?
Well, perhaps not all are feeling anxiety or feeling negative about what is happening. Can't say this is the general mood for everyone.
Right.
Perhaps I think if the SMEs are clearer and receive more information that is going to help them to understand all the current issues and problems that have cropped up, maybe we can change their mood a bit. Yeah.
Now, it's a good news, isn't it, when it comes to the government's decision to reduce the service tax on rental and leasing services. We're talking about from 8% to 6%, as much as there's only a 2% of reduction, but it's perhaps good news.
It is good to some extent, although, as you mentioned, correlate is just 2% on the service tax reduction. But there is somewhat a positive effect to many businesses. As we know, many are still struggling with all the higher costs of doing business recently. So any amount of savings would be good for them.
Yeah, it's very straightforward, even though as much as just 2%, because 2% at the end of the day, it creates probably perhaps a positive ripple effect in terms of savings and continuing and sustainability when it comes to running the show, when it comes to running the business. Now, Mr. Fan, for newly established SMEs, because I'm very sure, you know, there's lots of people out there who are probably even watching at home, you know, they are thinking of starting up their own business. Right. And of course, when it comes to that, the one-year service tax exemption is definitely a big incentive. Now, do you think, in your own words, Mr. Fan, will this encourage more entrepreneurs to, you know, gear up and start their own business?
Well, I beg to differ on your positiveness on that questions.
Right.
I believe there are many other factors apart from just cost saving and the reduction in doing business. But there may be other factors that affect the decision on or influence the decision making on setting up business, like political stability, market sentiments, and also, like, for example, funding, etc. So those are other factors that may influence whether, you know, we are going ahead with the new business setup or not.
Right. You know, some individuals out there, perhaps, you know, they are more than they inspire themselves to just start off their own business. You know, they probably, I wouldn't say they would sweep things under the rug, but probably perhaps they won't take these important factors into account. What would your advice be for them?
Well,
to even probably perhaps understand these changes, understand that there are, you know, positive initiatives on the table, but they're not too easy, but it's not too difficult at the same time.
Yeah, agreed. I think, as I say, this is just one of the factors that may influence their decision. As I said, there are many other other factors that influence. But perhaps I think for the younger entrepreneurs, if you are younger, and I think the message is don't be afraid to start something new. Don't be afraid to fail. I think when you are young, you can still afford it.
Yeah.
And I think the government has continuously announced a lot of funding assistance to help SME, entrepreneur, young and new. So I would say for the young entrepreneur, please go ahead and start. Don't hesitate. You have to do something anyway, right? So that's my message to the young one.
How does it even make sense? Instead of being given finances or loan perhaps to start off their own businesses, especially to all the young entrepreneurs out there who are thinking of starting their own business. But we're talking about the service tax being reduced from 8% to 2%. There are probably other taxes as well being involved. How can one capitalize on initiatives like that?
Well, it all depends. As I said, this 2% is just one of the initiatives, right? One of the very small cost reduction. There could be many other costs of doing business that may hinder their decision on whether they want to venture or not. As I said, there's no easy way, no easy way to start it, no easy way to encourage anyone to start something new. But as I said earlier, we have to start from somewhere, especially for the young. And I think going into business may be one of the so-called something that we can do under the 13 Malaysian plan to help more young entrepreneurs to start up. And in fact, government has been having a lot of agencies to help the startup. They have a lot of fund, a lot of grants, and SME Corp also has been giving a lot of funds to the young entrepreneurs. So I would suggest, if I'm going back to 25 years ago, starting as an entrepreneur may not be so bad an idea anyway.
Mr. Fan, it's not too late, isn't it?
I have to go back and rewind the time.
All right, Mr. Fan, moving forward, what is your view on the sales tax exemption for critical raw materials? We're talking about animal feed, fertilizers, pesticides. Will these help stabilize prices and reduce production costs overall?
Well, I think these measures was given to the producers, the producers of animal feed, fertilizers, and pesticide, because all these produce are currently exempted from sales tax.
Right.
So currently they are not able to enjoy sales tax exemption on their input. So what the government is trying to encourage or trying to ensure the price of all these produce be a bit more competitive in the market is to allow all these producers, now you can get all your critical materials, critical inputs into your production without any sales tax. I think that is a good move because this will reduce their cost of production. And of course, then you have higher margins. And hopefully this can be translated into a more competitive pricing in the market. I think that's what I think this measure can help to the producers and to the market prices at large.
You would say that this is a right path towards moving forward, Mr. Fan?
I think we are facing a lot of challenges because we have a lot of imports on the same similar produce at the moment. And we have to make sure our local producers, our local manufacturers, you can compete with all the importers.
Right.
And I think this measure is good because to make sure they can have a lower cost of production in order for them to have a better or more competitive pricing compared to the imports. I think that is the right move, as you say. The right path, the right strategy to encourage our local producers. Now it's not the ball is on your court. Please do the right thing.
Capitalize and leverage on these initiatives to move forward.
That's right.
Now, Mr. Fan, let's go for a quick break. And to all our viewers who are watching at home, we are going for a quick break. And when we come back, there's more to discuss right here on the table.
Dunia digital penuh dengan kandungan ganas, eksploitasi kanak-kanak dan buli cyber berleluasa di luar kawalan. Akal semasa dan dalam talian 2025 atau AMSA dikuat kuasa untuk melindungi rakyat. Pengguna boleh bertindak atas kandungan yang berisiko. Setiap laporan yang dibuat, platform digital wajib bertindak pantas terhadap penyalahgunaan digital. Internet kini lebih selamat untuk kanak-kanak dan keluarga kita.
And welcome back to our discussion. We are here with Mr. Fan talking about e-invoicing and also SST. Now, Mr. Fan, coming back to some of the questions that we have for you right here on the table, coming back to SMEs that are involved probably perhaps in construction, because we know that there are a couple of them out there who does this. And how beneficial is the extension of this SST for contracts signed before a particular date? And we're talking about 1st of July 2025. What's in it for them?
I think it's a good news for many of the subcontractors, and of course, if they are SME, of course, it's even better for them. These SST, so-called service tax exemptions, is actually given to all these subcontractors in the construction industry, whereby they have signed long-term contracts which are non-renewable, meaning all the price in the contract is fixed. They are actually initially given only 1 year relief, 1 year exemption. Okay. That means from 1st July until 31st June 2026, they don't have to charge their customer service tax for 1 year.
For 1 year.
Now they have extended it to 2 more years, which I think is a good news, right? At least for a lot of the contractors and also their customer, at least they don't have to worry so much on the extra 6% cost.
Right.
Yeah, so that I think is a bit of help to many of the prices of whatever that they have fixed among themselves. They are able now to use these savings to move forward, to plan forward. To the next project.
Right.
I think that is a good news.
What would the best plan be in order to welcome, yes, as much as we just welcome 2026, now for these individuals who have until 2027 before they implement the SST, Mr. Fan, in your own point of views, what would you think the best option for them right now is to do to strategize moving forward?
Well, I think the SST, which was announced in 1st July 2025, has caught many SMEs, many businesses
a little bit off guard.
Off guard because we did not anticipate so drastic a change on the SST arena, especially on the service tax. They have broadened to a wider scope for 5 newer groups of services. So I think a lot of the planning I would suggest businesses to do is to relook at their present system, their present SOP, and also their present costing, on how they can maximize some savings on the costings from all these so-called relief, exemption, concession that has been introduced by the government, by the custom or by the MOF to all these SME that have been affected by these SST changes. I think that's as best as we can do is to plan based on what we have on the table. As I say, what we have on the table, we have to look at our costing, our SOP, and how we can then negotiate with our customers. In order for us to have a smoother ride, having all this now being on the table for all of us. We have no choice but to plan. Now we can't stop it, but we are grateful that the government has helped and has listened and has given a lot of this concession that is given, that has been announced. So I think that is what we can do at the moment.
The room is given for us to make the necessary changes and right up until 2027. Now, are you relieved, by the government's decision to postpone e-invoicing for SMEs until next year?
Yeah, they have given 1 more year until 2027, 1st January. Well, it is a good relief for the groups in phase 4. They mean all these businesses earning a revenue between 1 million to 5 million. This group have extra 1 year to prepare. Obviously, it's a good news. It will help them to at least can divert some of their resources, some of their cash flow to more pressing more pressing areas than just focusing on e-invoice system. They can also at the same time concurrently doing on marketing, strategizing and growth, right? So this extra 1 year give a lot of room for the SMEs to prepare. And I would say this is a great relief from the government.
Right.
That's what I feel, yeah.
Let's talk about challenges, Mr. Fan. You know, when it comes to facing and adopting e-invoicing and, of course, the cost as well. Not to put aside technical readiness or probably even lack of expertise, but what are actually some of the challenges involved? Or is there actually just one challenge that's making everyone feel, I would say, posing a negative impact on them? Or it's probably some other challenges as well that you can foresee and wish to highlight?
I think there are many challenges, of course, for the businesses, but I think my view is the cost is not the more critical one. The cost is not because the government, as I said, the government has done its best. They have given a free accounting software. They call it ePOS. It is free for all businesses with revenue below 1 million. It's free. It's available. You can use it. You can download it. You can play with it. So it's a free accounting software. On top of that, there is a My Tax Portal software that can help business to create e-invoice, to create consolidated invoice, to create self-bill invoice. It's also free. It's also available for everyone.
Right.
And I think the key challenges is not so much on the cost of the software. I think the key challenges is the resources, the technical expertise, and talent to help businesses to prepare for this, for the many changes that we have been introduced by the government. I think from myself, I'm from the accounting background. Accounting talent, IT talent, is not cheap, and it's very scarce in the market. So even if you want to outsource, say businesses do not have the manpower to do this in-house, they can outsource to accounting firm, outsource to IT firms. It is a cost. It is a burden to many of the businesses.
Now, when you mentioned, Mr. Fan, when you mentioned resources in order to adapt to these changes, probably perhaps you could share some of the type of resources or a particular resource that you want to highlight out there so that, you know, business owners, SMEs especially out there, they could take note of your advice.
Well, I think accountant, you need accountant. All these changes on service tax, sales tax, e-invoicing needs accountant to help you to perhaps create some of the SOPs that you need, put in some of the administrative processes in order for you to have a smoother accounting. Yeah, and also you need accountants to help you to accumulate all the data for your accounting software, right? And also, of course, IT. Yeah, IT would be another great challenge for many businesses to find, you know, depending on your complexity of your business, some may even need IT in-house to help them, depending on the business, right? And all these are very useful resources that you need now. I'm not just talking about just for SST and for e-invoice, but you need this talent anyway for your plan to grow in the market. Yeah, and since we have an aspiration to be back to number one in ASEAN, we need this talent. No, we cannot go without this talent. Right. Without this talent, then I think it will be a very tough ride for all of us.
Now, what about this transition period? Because we spoke about how it's postponed until another year, so on and so forth. You've mentioned that it's actually enough. So coming from that perspective of yours, that you would say that, yes, it's a fair time given by the government for us to move about in this 1 year, right up until 2027. So we have that on that context. Probably perhaps, Mr. Fan, do you think it's necessary to have more support given by the government in order to see this through?
I believe so. I think you are right on track. I think time is never enough anyway. Everyone needs more time. And I think apart from more time, I think government, especially the IRB, should take a position that they must continue to engage, continue to educate, continue to bring awareness, not just in Kuala Lumpur or Selangor, but at least going out across the states, across the corridors, even towards the kampong and the villages to make sure every businesses across every inch of our country are ready, are prepared, and understand what this means to them and also to the economy. I think that engagement, that kind of continuous training, engaging, and tutoring, rather than policing, will be very useful. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So if there's an initiative by the government you would like to see, probably perhaps, maybe your own point of views, what would it be, Mr. Fan?
Well, I think if they can, don't police so much, especially right after the full implementation of e-invoice. We can expect there will be a lot of errors still, mistakes still. So don't police, don't summon immediately. I think we need to get them help. We need to smoothen their right. We need to continue to be like a teacher, teach them to do the right thing, rather than policing and put up a very strong cane to. I think that will not be helping. That's my view.
I think, Mr. Fan, that's a very nice thing that you just mentioned, actually, in terms of policing, is to ensure that, yes, everybody is on the same boat and none of these individuals would like to breach anything or whatsoever.
Exactly.
In terms of educating, giving information out to the public so that they will be made aware of such changes and what they can actually do to move forward.
Yeah.
Mr. Fan, overall, let's talk about these policy changes as well. Do you think that the changes should definitely show strong government support for SMEs? And maybe perhaps we've already spoke about additional measures that you would like to see in the future, which is policing. But probably perhaps coming back to the SST policy changes, does it show strong government support actually for the SMEs? Or maybe perhaps they could show a stronger support?
Well, I think what I've said earlier is that I think our Madani government, they listen. They have been listening to all the feedbacks that they have received on the grounds. That is a positive. And they are willing to make changes.
Right.
I don't call this flip-flop. I call this positive changes to help SMEs. I think, well, of course, all this positive approach in helping the SMEs can be continued. Yeah, I think that is all. I would say that they are recognized by the SMEs, by the various associations, including ours, Samantha as well. We appreciate the government's strong support in that area. And of course, I think there's never going to be enough continuous support that we need. We continuously will need government to support. Yeah. Especially now we know, and I think everyone knows, SME is the backbone of our economy. 95% of our economy depended on the SME and the well-being of the SMEs. And therefore, I think if government continue the efforts to support, to show, or at least show support and assistance to help the SME to ride through our 13 Malaysian plan, I think that would be good.
That would be great. Yeah. All right, Mr. Fan, one last question before we go. When it comes to mindset shift, now we spoke about this earlier. If I wasn't mistaken, I think it was the second question. But let's come back and reinforce this belief and mindset shift that one should actually change their way of thinking, especially if they're running an SME. What should they adopt this year in 2026 so that they can actually stay resilient amid the regulatory changes? Well, stay alert. Okay. Stay open. Be watchful of all the changes that has been made. Of course, I would very much like the government to at least don't change too many things in the next few years. I think, as we have mentioned earlier, the businesses, the SMEs need some time. Right. Need some time to monitor the changes made, to adopt or make the changes, and to adopt to the new changes. We need to give them time to adapt. Adapt, and then to let them track and monitor their progress. I think that takes time, right? Of course, I'm not going to say that we don't want the government to introduce positive changes. I think they still should, in order for us in our country, or the SME that we have here, we want our SME to be leading in ASEAN. We want them to, and all this ASEAN concept of all of us in this big,
big global ASEAN community, I think it is a positive move for all of us. I think in order to do that, we cannot be just having a very closed mind about just one market.
Right.
We have to look at one market in ASEAN.
Right.
In order for us to have a chance to grow and to really meet what we aspire to be. We want to lead in ASEAN. We have to then we have to have an outlook, more global look about our ASEAN community, rather than very close just on Malaysian market alone. That's what I think we should alert to in 2026.
I mean, Malaysia assumed its chairmanship role in 2025, definitely have paved the way moving forward and opened so many doors of opportunity for SMEs out there to actually get engaged, to actually engage themselves, not just here within the country, but in ASEAN as well as one of the most powerful blocs around the world. Now, Mr. Fan, one more question before we go. My apologies. I would like to ask you, in terms of being updated, probably perhaps you yourself, how do you get updated? Where do you update yourself in terms of all these regulatory changes? Probably perhaps you would like to share your opinion to our viewers who are watching at home so that they could be informed as well.
Yeah, well, it's a very good question. Of course, I think businessmen need to read a lot. The news channel like Berita RTM, that will be helpful, of course. A lot of the information from nowadays will be all from the LinkedIn. I also read LinkedIn a lot. And of course, the more popular one will be from now my most liked social media, go-to media would be like the Twitter.
Right,
I like to read Twitter because they are quite fast in their news. Right. So as I say, we in the business need to be quite fast to grasp all the latest, not just Malaysia, but the global news, because our business are impacted by external factors. Right. And our business is not just Malaysia, I feel all of us now need to work on global. Right. Yeah. So we need to read a lot, consume a lot, and making sure we are connected to the world. I think that is what I feel are helpful to me.
Right, Mr. Fan. Information is definitely out there. It just comes back to you, an individual who would like to go out there looking for more information and probably some options, perhaps to navigate and to make your better decisions, especially when it comes to handling an SME of yours. Now, thank you so much, Mr. Fan, for being on the table tonight. That's all the time we have, unfortunately. We would like to also thank you once again, Mr. Fan, for actually being here with us. Now, Mr. Fan Kasiong is the National Treasurer of Semasa on his valuable insight, which is just shared to all of us. Till then, this is On the Table. I'm Brendan Paul. Thank you so much for watching and take care.
Thank you.